Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 9 of season 2, The Coming of Shadows. Oh man, where do you even begin with an episode like this? I love it. I love it, love it, love it. You get to meet the Centauri Emperor, and there is a poetic beauty to this that I don't want to spoil, but it is just stunning. Um, the writing behind this episode is just so beautiful, and the fact that it was so carefully strung together with all of these other things that are preceding it is just it's a work of art. Um, that said, there's still the usual problems, yada yada yada. I'm not gonna soft sell you that it's a masterpiece episode. If you've never seen it and this is your only encounter with Babylon 5, yeah, especially if you've seen like more modern shows, guys. It's not a modern show. I don't know how to say that, but I mean this writing is on par with Josh Whedon's work on the Avengers, and I do mean all the way through to the big finale with Infinity Wars. Is that the end? I don't remember. The writing is just that stellar, guys. Um, I don't know if Joss Whedon wrote all of that. I know he was very heavily involved in the beginning. I know there was a scandal. I don't remember when the scandal was, and then that's enough of that. Back to the one I like. The writing is that good. Period. Okay? The only other show I can think of that nails the writing this well is the first 2 or 3 seasons of Supernatural, and then after that, it goes downhill. But anyway, um, this is phenomenal writing and phenomenal production. And yes, it has problems, but man, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And the emperor the emperor ties everything together in the most beautiful way. Um, there are so many things I love about this episode, and I want to tell you about, and I can't. Because if I tell you about them, it ruins it for you. If you've never seen this, it is beautiful. And I'm talking about like things going on behind the scenes, guys. Again, see, it's like if you just watch one episode, man, it's a good episode. You'll probably like it. But I mean, if you've actually been watching everything up until this point, you'll watch this episode and you'll realize all of a sudden this character you've been relating to all the time is a bad guy. I think that's safe. And all this time, all this time, you've thought blank about them, and all of a sudden you're realizing that the way you saw this person, the way you perceived this person is because of stuff I can't go into. And in this episode, you all of a sudden see all of these things you've been assuming about these characters is wrong, and you're actually completely seeing it the wrong way. Watching this episode, seeing this episode reminds me of like the whole situation in the Ukraine, because man, I wish I could get Ukrainians to see this. I wish I could get Russians and Ukrainians. I wish I could get Palestinians and Jews to watch this, man. Like, it's easy to look at someone and just see a villain. But there are really no villains in this world. There are people who are trying to survive, and they are doing the best they can, and oftentimes they find themselves in a situation where they basically are stuck. And man, if you can't relate to that, you're not human. Seriously. Because I'm like, man, I'm saying that, and it kind of gets me a little. It's like, man, there are things in my life where it's like, man, I wish I had that power, that control over them. In fact, part of the reason I'm doing YouTube is to try and get that control and power over my own personal life. We want that, but we lose it piece by piece. And this episode ties it all together in the most beautiful way. It is just stunning. I wish I could watch this episode for the first time again. because you're going to watch it and you're going to love it. And yes, the performances are a little stiff in parts. Yes, the production quality just doesn't match up to like modern stuff. But man, you know what? Like, even as I'm saying this, I realize how sick and tired I am of basically what appears to be AI written drivel over and over and over again in the modern productions. Seriously, I am so fed up with it. Oh man, I can't watch any of the modern stuff anymore. If that's you, if you can relate to that, man, watch Bab 5. Because this episode right here is so relatable to so many people. And you should be able to watch it and you should be able to look at your own life and go, holy crap, why don't I just see that? This episode right here is one of the most beautiful, beautiful things I've ever seen written. And it's just getting started. Yeah, that's right. It's just getting started. Ah, man. It is gorgeous. Like, let my 6 minutes of me just going, wow, tell you how beautiful this is. There are few things that are written this good. And I'm repeating myself, I know, but you know what? It's true. Like, man, like, all the modern stuff, it's so unrelatable. I don't care. They build all these tensions that just I don't care about. I don't relate to that. They build all of these situations I don't relate to. There's such drivel. It's so mindless anymore. That is really it. It's so mindless. Like, it's insulting. This one is not. So, if you at all relate to that, if you're all like, man, are you sick of that stuff? This is your episode, guys. Okay? I went way long on this one, and it's worth it. Um, I so wish I could tell you everything that I love about this episode. I could talk about this episode for hours, guys. Hours. There's so much depth and intelligence and beauty behind it. It's stunning. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Feel free to subscribe. Most of my reviews aren't this good because guess what? Most of my reviews aren't about episodes like this one. So if you like this episode, feel free to hang around, but please realize I can't always review a masterpiece. I wish I could. I didn't set out to do that. That's not my plan. I'm sticking to a plan. I do have a plan. The episode reviews are filler and they do serve a purpose. So, bear with me. Don't watch everything. If you don't like what I wrote, please feel free to say subscribed, but don't just watch my continuous feed. If you don't like it, don't watch it.